Hello and welcome to Functional Well-being New Beginnings Podcast with Michelle. And we are having a wonderful third week of July, and we are sharing, as usual, ways to enhance your well-being, whether it's through health. So this month we're doing the Is Your Gut Healthy with New Beginnings Podcast, and I'm one of the hosts to that series that we are doing. But we are also looking at ways to enhance your well-being through finances. And I always talking about finances here on Functional Well-being New Beginnings Podcast. And we have none other but Miss Kristle Brooks sharing her way of life, her story, her talents on life insurance. And this part of finances is something that is dear to me because we all need life insurance. Whatever type of life insurance we get, we need it. But last time Miss Brooks was on, we talked about your health is your wealth. We compared and contrast the concept of having a healthy lifestyle to the cost of life insurance. Yes, Miss Kristle? Hi and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me again. Glad to be back on.
Yes. So we are now gearing things up. This is our fourth session, yes?
Yes.
All right. And this session, we want to talk more about if persons have questions on, how is our family resources, how does it stand up to the cost of life insurance, or how do we attain life insurance based on our family resources? Speak to us a little bit more, Ms. Kristle, about this event that you're going to have, this seminar that you're going to have on the 22nd of July. Speak a little bit more on what you'll be talking about in particular, please.
Okay, well, for instance, for family, it's not so much about the life insurance part. For family, we're talking about family law of how your finances are affected when you get a divorce, or if you pay child support, or if you receive child support. How do you protect those assets going into a marriage, coming out of a marriage? Because we have to look at that dynamics. That's something that can play a role in our finances going up or going down. There's two parties in this situation. So somebody's going to get some money leaving, somebody's going to get some money taken away from them. So we want to look at that and learn what we can do to manage our finances, protect our assets as well.
Yes. So we're looking at family law. That's one of the areas you'll be
Yes.
looking at. Yes.
Yes.
Who is going to present this information?
It's a family law attorney by the name of Natalie Snyder. She is going to be presenting the family law portion. She's very much expertise in this profession. She does it. She is a great resource to know. And it's always good because you see a lot of these conversations on social media about men paying child support and doing this. And sometimes it's not even the fact of a man paying child support or a woman paying a child support. It could be that how we are managing our finances is making us think that child support is what's holding us back and causing our financial struggle.
All right. So we talk about financial struggle, and I see that you also have a certified financial planner coming on board.
Yeah.
How is this person? Who is this person, and how is she going to help in this discussion on July 22nd?
Right. Well, her name is Beth Correll, and she's going to be talking about retirement planning, which is something that we need to know all the type of retirement products that are out there, how to build up our retirement portfolio. We think, oh, well, I got 401k, so I'm good. You may not be good because you have to start thinking about how much do I want to live off of when I retire? And then you have to look at your 401k and say, okay, if I want to live off of $3,000 a month, does my 401k have enough in there to do it? Because what we fail to realize is that when we retire, The goal is for our money to outlive us. We don't want to be a Walmart greeter. We don't want to have to get another job when we retire. We should be able to retire and live comfortably, but we got to put plans in place and know what to do to get to that point of retirement, retiring comfortably.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense because at the end of the day, sometimes when we create these plans now, we're not looking at what cost of inflation could be, or,
Right.
or if we have a disability or a sickness coming upon us. We did not take those things in consideration when we create a retirement plan.
Correct. I was talking to somebody the other day and they was like, you got to put in preventive measures. I was like, you know what? That is true. We don't put a plan in place for the what ifs. We think, okay, our plan is set. Everything is going to work out fine. And we know life throws us curveballs. So we
Yes.
got to get prepared for those what ifs and put in preventative measures to ensure that no matter what happens, we are prepared. One thing I've started really incorporating into my thought process and my talk with those in the community is financial literacy. Because if we don't understand that we need to have a good relationship with our money, everything that we are trying to plan for without having anybody there to help us plan can fall to the wayside, because there's things that we may not know about that needs to be included in the plan that we can think, oh, I don't need that. This ain't gonna happen to me, and it can.
Yes, so trying to plan for unexpected life events is something that is really important to do.
Yes, yes, it is.
And as a life insurance agent, one of the things I know you also try to purport and encourage people to do is look at disability
Yes.
riders, you call it. I think that's what you call it.
Yes, it can be disability income insurance policy or a rider.
Okay. Would you like to share a little bit about that for
Well,
us?
this disability income insurance, if you think about it, at your job, you have short-term and long-term disability. So that means if something happens where you're off work, your job is going to pay you a certain amount of money. Now, understand, the money that your job is going to pay you is tax money. It's taxable. Whereas the disability income insurance that I'm offering is tax-free. So even if you're a W-2 employee or you're a small business owner, this is something that you can add as part of what I call income protection. When you're off work, you can say, well, I got savings, I have an investment portfolio, I have 401k. But why would you want to use those resources of money that are for future, when you can have a plan in place right now that can handle if something happens to where you're sick or unable to work due to an injury?
Right. So this is a just in case.
Yes, it's a just in case. And you have to plan to protect your income and to replace your income. But you have to know what all is out there and understand why somebody is saying you should get it versus just saying, oh, I don't need it, I have it. Well, guess what? If you get sick or injured and can't work and you've already quit your job, and that prevents you from going to get another job, what plan do you have in place? So if you have no other income coming in, let's say you were laid off, or let's say you got fired and you can't get unemployment, or unemployment may not be enough, you still want to have something in place to where you don't have to touch your savings, your investment portfolio, and your retirement, to ensure that your lifestyle is still being maintained. That way, if you are sick or injured, instead of you worrying about how am I going to do this, you can recover peacefully. Because even if you have an investment portfolio, what if the market's doing bad and you're losing money? Do you want to be
Right.
pulling money from it as well as losing? Because that's like a double-edged sword. You're taking
Yes.
more from your wealth. So having something in place to cover you in case something like that happens is very, very important.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you're explaining it that way, because at the end of the day, it's all about trying to understand what type of policy or program that you need to have for your family, and
Right.
which would be beneficial for your size family, size income you currently have or trying to attain. So at the end of the day, you are comfortable in
Mhm.
retirement rather than having
Yeah.
to work extra
Right,
during
right,
the time.
right.
And we did in the last seminar, Kristle went a really in depth in understanding types of life insurance. And she did talk about these riders. If you missed it, listen in to our past podcasts. We have it on there. We can always put it back on our pages for everyone to see. But we talked in depth about the different types of life insurance. And I know that on July 22nd, she will go a little further in kind of describing or being more descriptive when it comes to looking at family law and understanding how it relates to what's going on with you when you purchase a life insurance.
Yes. And when I'm going to talk about life insurance products, and I'm talking about it for two things. One, everybody who's an insurance agent doesn't carry all the products. So they
Yes.
can only offer you what they sell. And then you have some people in the financial industry that's only going to push one certain type of product. So you may think, if you don't know anything about it, you may think that this is the only product that is offered to you. So it's important to know everything that's out there, because what they may tell you may fit you, may not actually fit what you're looking for. I tell people there's more than one way to do your finances. One way may not fit your way of what's for you and your family. Financial plan is a unique plan that is customized to your needs. It's not
Yes.
customized to what somebody's telling you you should get based on their opinion. It's your needs. What are you looking to do with your family? Are you looking for more ways to save for college? Okay, that may be a permanent policy. Do you want to say, I want to create wealth, but I want to also minimize my tax liability? People don't even realize a permanent life insurance policy is great to have for you to funnel money in to lower your tax liability as you're building up that investment portfolio. You have capital gains tax you have to pay and dividends tax you have to pay as you build wealth. So you have to know, how can I use life insurance to benefit me?
Right.
Then you also have to think, as you're building wealth, I build this wealth, what if I have to get long-term care where I need to go in a nursing facility, assisted living facility, or have home health care? How can I protect my assets? I don't want to pay for it out of my pocket. Medical costs are increasing. A long-term care policy or a long-term care rider on a permanent policy would be perfect. But again, if somebody's only giving you a little bit of information based on what they offer, you're not going to know what all is out there to protect you, your income, your family, and your assets.
Right. So you want to make sure that when you are looking at getting life insurance or any type of investment for long term, it has to fit you and your family.
Yes. Yes.
You want to make sure that it's specific to you. And most of the times, for you to be able to get that, you have to have someone who has quite a wide range of knowledge of different types of policies and programs that they can see will help in your situation.
Right. Right.
So we can't just go out there looking for insurance and think, well, okay, everybody say get a term insurance, so I get a term insurance. We have to figure out what is right for you.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes. So
Yes.
at this program, this seminar is going to be at the Evans Event Center
Yes.
in Indy. It's just off a Country Club Road, and it's on July 22nd between 12 and 2 p.m.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Correct.
Right. And these three ladies that are going to share information with you, Kristle, Miss Snyder, I hope I said that right,
Yes. Yes.
and Miss Corell.
Yes.
Yes, these three ladies are going to share information with you, which is going to be kind of cohesive in nature, because they're looking at life insurance products in relation to what's going on with your family unit.
Mhm.
And understanding that you have to plan for your particular family unit. It's not just willy-nilly buying insurance.
Right, right. And you have to look at the whole picture. I'll
Yes.
come up with 4 pillars when I say people are looking to financially plan. You have to look at one, having a diversified portfolio. How much of a risk do you want to take with investments, with life insurance, with stocks, all that? You got to look at, where do I balance my risk level at? Then you want to look at lowering your tax liability. Like I said, as you build wealth, there's other taxes that you have to pay with that wealth that you're building. You want to look at ways that you can lower that tax liability, i.e. life insurance. And then asset protection, as we mentioned, disability income insurance. There's another thing called critical illness. And I'll say with that, if your family has a history of heart problems, stroke, being diagnosed with cancer, that's another policy that you want to get to, again, protect your family. That way, if something like that happens to you, you're not using your savings, retirement, investment portfolio. You already have a plan in place to where you are living comfortably, recovering, versus living crazy and trying to figure out how you're going to take care of your household. And then lastly, long-term care. That's for that long-term medical illness that could prevent you from working ever again. How do you protect it? And lastly, we want to talk about estate planning. You've built all this wealth. Well, guess what? When you pass that wealth on, there's still taxes that go along with passing wealth. So you have to know, do I need a will? Do I need a trust? How can I avoid paying estate taxes, probate taxes, whatever other taxes that are out there when you pass away? So you have to understand the full picture of finances. That's why I say financial literacy is so important, because you're building that foundation by having a skill set to manage your funds for budgeting, buying and paying credit, investing, spending, so that financial management of your money management. And then, oh goodness, I just forgot the 5th one. I can't think of the 5th one. I'm sorry. I just went
You're
blank.
fine.
I just went blank. There's another one, but I can't think of it. I literally just went blank on that.
It happens. It
Oh,
happens.
credit management. That's what it is.
Credit management.
You would think, well, isn't borrowing and repaying credit and credit management the same thing? No, it's not. It's two separate entities that you got to know how to do. You got to know how to get credit. You got to know how to repay it back. But then you also have to know how to manage your credit, because that can take your finances out of whack too.
Yes. Wow, that's a lot of information, guys. And I know that Kristle is going to break that down even further this Saturday. So if you've missed any of her sessions before, come to this one so that you can get the information that is necessary for your family unit or for you as an individual. We love sharing how you can enhance yourself. And this is one of the ways, by enhancing your wealth or your finances. You want to feel comfortable and feel, like you have a handle over what's going on with you now and in the future when it comes to your finances. We are happy to share this information with you. And we want to see you there. We want to see you at the seminar so that you can learn even more and connect with these people so that they can share even more skill sets with you.
Yes, and it's free.
And it's free. You can't beat that. Can't beat that. You're getting financial advice from the experts for free. So come on by at the Evans Event Center on July 22nd between 12 and 2 and gain some knowledge on these things, all related to life insurance and your family unit. What is best for you? Do you want to close off for us, Kristle?
Just come out. I love talking to the community. I love meeting with the community where they're at. This is a no judgment zone, so don't worry about, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm here to be a resource and help you get connected to who you need to connect to build up those finances. So see you July 22nd at Evans Event Center from 12 to 2 p.m., 1159 Country Club Road.
Yes. This has been Functional Well-being New Beginnings Podcast, all about enhancing your well-being. And today we are enhancing your well-being through increasing or stabilizing your finances. In particular, looking at life insurance with Miss Kristle Brooks. Thank you so much for coming on here, Miss Kristle, and sharing all this information with us so that we all can understand that we can control our finances from now.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
Always welcome. And we look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Thank you again.
Thank you.
This has been New Beginnings Podcast. See you soon.
Bye-bye.